If there's one thing we love on this channel, it's a good international break, you know? 2 weeks off watching your favourite club play to watch your country play some breathtakingly amazing football. Do you know what? I love that international break so much. Do you know what I decided to do, lads? I decided to do a little goal recreation episode, just a little special one, recreating all the goals Ireland scored during that international break. Let's have a look how we got on. Hey guys, Aaron Kelly here and welcome to a goal recreation series special where we try to recreate some of Ireland's best goals from over the international break. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly and welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Verdict. It feels good to be back. Now before we get into the main headlines that I've chosen for this week, let's do a quick little roundup of the rest of the games on match week 9. Are we on match week 9? Yeah, I've just checked. It's match week 9. Despite Tariq Lamptey's red card at Villa Park, Brighton still managed to get their very first win at that venue thanks to goals from Solly Marsh and Danny Welbeck of all people. There was more penalty controversy at Old Trafford as Manchester United again relied on a Bruno Fernandes penalty to get them out of jail and particularly get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of jail as they claimed all 3 points against West Bromwich Albion, who feel as though they should have had a penalty of their own. When Conor Gallagher seemed to be tripped up by Bruno Fernandes in the box, penalty was overruled by VAR. Bruno's penalty himself was initially saved by Sam Johnson, who appeared to come off his line. Bruno stuck away the retake. There was more penalty woe for Fulham at Craven Cottage, who despite goals from Bobby Reid and on loan Ruben Loftus-Cheek could not overcome Everton, who got back to winning ways thanks to goals from Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Abdoulaye Doucouré. Fulham did miss a penalty with the game very tight towards the end when a slip by Ivan Cavallero. Do they have any good penalty takers? That's what I gotta ask. Sheffield United are still without a win at the bottom of the Premier League table after they were defeated by 1-0 at Bramall Lane by West Ham United. And of all people, it was Sebastian Haller who got the goal, and I must say it was an absolutely terrific strike by Haller from just outside the box into the roof of the net, and it's looking fairly depressing for Sheffield United at the minute. Leeds and Arsenal played out an incredible 0-0 draw at Ellen Road after Nicola Pepe's red card after a headbutt on Alioski. It seemed as though the game was really there for the taking for Leeds. It was there for the taking at 11 men because Arsenal just did not look up for this game at all. Leeds hit the woodwork on a couple of occasions, forced Leno into a really good save, and were just generally very unlucky to not get the breakthrough here. Marcelo Bielsa would have been coming away from that game the more disappointed of the two managers, it's fair to say. On to the Monday night games then, and Burnley got their very first win of the season. Happy Place Turf Moor. Chris Wood with the goal as they beat Crystal Palace by a single goal to nil, and Wolves and Southampton, both flying high in the top of the Premier League table, played out a 1-1 draw after Theo Walcott had given Southampton the lead. His first goal since returning to the club. Pedro Neto equalised late on, and Wolves looked like it was going to be there for the taking for them, but they couldn't find the breakthrough. 1-1 is how it finished. Moving on to the 3 games that I want to talk about, and you will have noticed that I left out the early game on Saturday, and it was Chelsea with a very comfortable win, a 2-0 win over Newcastle United. Of course, I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm going to want to talk about this. And 2-0 really didn't flatter Chelsea, who took the lead after an own goal by Federico Fernandez, forced by a brilliant cross by Mason Mount. How Chelsea didn't go into the break 2 or 3-0 up is still pretty baffling to me, to be honest. Timo Werner could have easily had definitely 1, possibly even 2 goals in that first half. Should have had another one at the start of the second half as well, where he tried to square it to Hakim Ziyech instead, but he did make up for it with an absolutely terrific assist for Chelsea's second, pretty much running 2/3 of the length of the pitch, and then teeing up a brilliant through ball for Tammy Abraham, who buried it, and he's really starting to find his goal scoring touch again, Tammy Abraham, and I gotta give him a lot of credit. I really did not think he would be in the Chelsea starting 11 or anywhere really near it this season after the signing of Timo Werner. I kind of felt like he was going to play second fiddle, maybe even third fiddle to Timo Werner and Olivier Giroud as well, who I thought was going to get a bit more game time after he finished the season so strongly last year. But Tammy's attitude has been absolutely brilliant, and I did give him a little bit of stick towards the end of last season for not just his lack of goals but his poor performances when he was playing towards the end of last season. In terms of other good performances, although he missed a handful of chances and he'll be disappointed about that, I've got to also praise Timo Werner's attitude, because he didn't let the head drop despite the chances that, you know, have been missed by him in this game. Very clear-cut chances that, you know, he would have been annoyed to have missed. Maybe still feeling the effects of that 6-0 Germany defeat at the hands of Spain during the international break. Very happy with that performance by Chelsea, who went top of the table for the very first time under Frank Lampard, but that did not last too long because it was soon thwarted by, of all teams, Tottenham Hotspur. What a performance, what a win over Manchester City on Saturday evening. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, lads, Tottenham will be in and around the title race this season. I'm telling you that now. Whether they go on to win it is another story, but they have a man in Jose Mourinho in charge who knows how to win trophies. And if there's one thing Tottenham Hotspur have been absolutely crying out for years now, it's been a bloody trophy. Like, as successful as Mauricio Pochettino was and how great a team he made and how brilliant they were to watch, he never won anything. He doesn't have anything to show for it. And that's no disrespect to Poch. I do think he's a terrific manager. You know, certain managers have that knack of having the ability to win games in tough circumstances. That performance from Tottenham on Saturday evening was a typical Jose Mourinho performance. They got an early goal through Heung-min Son and then sat back. Harry Kane was nearly playing as a left back at times. He was playing in CDM at times. Harry Kane was probably the best player on the pitch, to be quite honest. Everyone was just working for each other. You can see that these players have bought into Jose Mourinho's philosophy. When it comes down to it, Jose Mourinho still knows how to win. I couldn't but admire that Tottenham performance against Manchester City. It was absolutely brilliant. They made it 2-0 down just over the hour mark. Lo Celso with the goal, a lovely finish, but again it was just soaking up the pressure, a few passes in, and Lo Celso couldn't really miss on his left side. It was a really good finish nonetheless, past Ederson, to claim a big win and a big statement for Tottenham. To do that to Manchester City at home, I mean, it is a massive statement for the rest of the league, to be quite honest. And you really expected a big performance from City. Obviously, Pep Guardiola has just signed a 2-year contract. There's been a lot of, worry about whether or not he's going to be at the club next season. But he signed a new 2-year deal during the week before the Tottenham game. Tottenham, I gotta give credit where credit's due, absolutely brilliant. And they are currently top of the Premier League table. And after that game, a lot of people felt as though, it's going to be
a two-horse title race between Chelsea and Spurs.
People are forgetting about Liverpool. And I know Liverpool have had their injury worries here and there. Obviously, Van Dijk is pretty much out for the season. Salah had COVID in this game. Jordan Henderson was out as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold, there was doubts over Andy Robertson. Joe Gomez was out as well. And there was a lot of doubts on whether or not Liverpool could beat a Leicester City side who were definitely banging form, and going into this weekend were actually top of the table. But Liverpool just absolutely blew them away. They took the lead through a terrific header by Johnny Evans, I must say. A genuinely, unironically brilliant goal then from Diogo Jota made it 2-0 to Liverpool just before half-time. And then Bobby Firmino finally got a goal to make it 3-0 to Liverpool and make Leicester City look like a mid-table side. Made them look very, very average indeed. And I know Leicester have injury concerns as well. Obviously, Soyuncu was out. They're missing Ricardo Pereira as well. But apart from that, Liverpool definitely had more alarming injury concerns than Leicester going into this game, and Liverpool just made them look very average. Now, a lot of people, as I've said, are saying, Chelsea and Tottenham are the top two, they're playing next week, this could be a title decider. Let's relax, alright? We're 9 games in, okay? Why are you just forgetting about Liverpool, and even about Man City? Again, we are only 9 games in, I know City are in the bottom half of the table. They have a game in hand. I still genuinely do believe that Manchester City will be in and around the title fight come the end of the season. Don't underestimate them. You've seen what they did to the league last season. They made everyone look stupid. But what it does look like is we are going to get a bit of a more even title race this season, which is something that I feel like we've all been crying out for. And that's it, lads. Let me know your thoughts on the games in the comment section down below, on the various VAR decisions that once again just seem to be dominating the weekend, with Manchester United and West Brom being the big one in particular. And at this point, I know we're still early on, who do you think is going to be favourites for the Premier League title? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and I will catch you later.
Yeah.